Good afternoon and thanks for joining us in this edition of 360 Degrees. It is a week gone as Cameroonians have been struggling to digest the list of 13 candidates accepted at the first phase by Elections Cameroon as those to run for the October 12 presidential election. The different candidates throughout this week have been spotted carrying out consultations among themselves. And of course, today we are looking at what can such consultations yield as fruits. What is cooking? Are they building a common front against the ruling party? And of course, 35 petitions are on the table of the Constitutional Council, tabled by a disgruntled candidate thrown out by LECAM for one reason or the other. And examining the petitions will begin on Monday as the concern will appear before Clement Atangana and the Constitutional Council for their fate to be decided. And we're asking the question, is there hope that after the exercise, some of the key candidates will be reinstated into the list of candidates for the presidential race? This is our focus on today's edition of the program. Stay with us for the next 1 hour. You're welcome back. If you are just joining us, we are beaming live from the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And with me, I already have two guests in the studio. The others will be joining us anytime soon. But let's welcome those who are already here present. Let me give honor to the lady. Promise Akante is here. Promise Akante is a journalist. She's been here before, and she's here again to share her very important inputs on such topical issues of the day. Promise, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Hyncenth, for always taking my weekend. How do you feel about it? Well, it's a pleasure being with you on set, and knowing that we are in a critical period in the country's life. It's only our civic responsibility to contribute our fair share to nation building, and hopefully all what we are going to say in some way is going to be an additional layer on the brick of walls building our country. And of course, all what we are going to do is to build the country, make it a better place, and let peace reign, so let the discussions be fruitful.
As a journalist, how are you coping with the pressure of this moment?
You know, sometimes I don't wish to be in my shoes, but I'm still happy because it's a pleasure to know that you are the mouthpiece of a lot of people, the persons who cannot talk, and even those who can talk, they still need you to guide them. Yeah. I'm a journalist, I'm also a corporate communicator, and so as a communicator as well, we help people to know what to say, where, when, and how, so that you don't cause more harm than good. So yes, it's a bittersweet position. It's a lot of pressure to know that you are the mouthpiece, but also it's fun because yes, you have to play that role, and don't forget to smile.
Thank you so much. I have Mr. Full Goffrey. He's a communicator. He communicates with the Central Committee of the ruling party, the CPDM. Mr. Full, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Hyncenth. It's a pleasure for me being here this afternoon. And I think all what we are going to say will go directly to the construction of our beautiful nation.
Of course, we shall be to construct and not to destroy, because that's the goal of 360 Degrees, to contribute to nation building. Everything being equal, we shall be having Fabrice Lena of Our Future movement, and we shall equally be having Chia of the Social Democratic Front. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when the list of 13 was published, Cameroonians were kind of so excited with the fact that a lot of young people now are coming into the presidential race. And you will permit us, let's take the reports of the two youngest candidates on the list of 13. I don't want to call it a final list because after the Constitutional Council, we'll still have the final list. On the list of 13, the two youngest candidates, we're talking about Hiram Samuel Iodi and Ateki Seta Caxton. They were presented to the press this week by their respective parties.
Voici Monsieur Samuel Hiram Iodi, Voici le candidat du FDC.
The official presentation of Hiram Samuel Iyodi to the press as the flag bearer of the FDC party in the October 12 presidential election, with his candidacy validated by the Electoral Board on July 26, 2025, Hiram is projected by the president of the FDC, Denis Emilien Atangana, as a hope for change in Cameroon, a mandate of the youth and new energy.
Nous parlons bien de changement et Hiram Samuel Iyodi incarne clairement le vrai changement et l'espoir au Cameroun.
The youngest candidate will be unveiling his political program by mid-August, but gives hints on the roadmap with particular attention on putting an end to the Anglophone crisis.
This Anglophone crisis is a result of a situation where we have a political leadership who refuse to have a discussion with our people, with our brothers and sisters. And the precise solution we have to have a resolution of this crisis is to start immediately by October 2025 a dialogue with all our brothers and sisters from those two regions to make sure that we can, by 3 months, call for a ceasefire on those regions and make sure that their recommendation will be taken into account into the constitution that will be adopted after the National Sovereign Conference that will be held 1 year after our election as head of the state.
As to whether or not Hiram is open for a coalition, the native of the Sanaga Maritime Division, littoral region of the country, says he is constantly in talks with the other candidates to build an efficient common front, and announces a come-together with the different political leaders in Fumban this weekend, with the same objective of rallying forces to obtain results on October 12, 2025. Before the national and the international media this August 1st, 2025, the 39-year-old Ateki Seta Caxton presents his clear vision for Cameroon as he embarks on the presidential race.
My campaign is rooted in a bold philosophy of development, that of a coloniality, which recenters local agency as the new reference for development. This innovative framework envisions an economy driven by endogenous engines, grounding our development in local production, sovereignty over our resources, intra-African trade, and strengthened participation in global markets. Expect us to devise a governance system capable of voluntarily transitioning our states from underdeveloped colonial vestiges into innovative, advanced, and participatory models based on the consent of the people and not coercion.
Flanked by the president of the Liberal Alliance Party, Celestine Bezigi, the second youngest candidate unveils the major axis of his political program based on a federal state mechanism to redress the various sectors of the economy. The native of the Northwest region reiterates that as civil society actor, he has established enough track record with a comprehensive knowledge on issues plaguing Cameroon.
I'm coming with a baggage from civil society, and I've realized that why I even got into the place was because most of the things that I've tried to do within civil society have faced a slow progress. But I feel that if I get into this space, that vision I'm going to bring to bear in this space, and I'll get the reforms that we all have been looking for in this space, because it is easier to do it than to do it from the civil society perspective. And that is why I think getting into the political space is very important nowadays.
Ateki Caxton also underlines that he is open for talks with other opposition candidates to build a stronger front.
I would say that there are many negotiations that are going on right now, which we cannot come out already when they are not yet clear and concluded. But I think we're having positive movements towards coalition. It is very, very important that we do. We know that if we go against the Biya regime, against him, they're going to beat us. It's very clear. And we know that the public recognizes that sentiment, and we're going to be able to come together. And we are hoping that you coalesce to support this movement as well.
On the long-standing Anglophone crisis, the PAL flag bearer is promising an immediate, frank dialogue
with the population to establish sustainable solutions based on historical facts.
You're welcome back. Before we dive into the discussions proper, we would like to welcome Chia of the Social Democratic Front. Mr. Chia, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to you and my co-panelists. Good afternoon to our televiewers. And I can't stop without greeting God Almighty that who has made it possible for us to be here today. I want to greet the huge family of the SDF and the fighting, I refer to them as fighting population of the Northwest and Southwest regions, because for almost everything they have to fight. They fight for multipartism, they fought for multipartism to come to Cameroon, fought to have the GCE board, they fought for the ring road projects to begin, fought for the Babajo Bamenda road to be done. They are fighting for a fall to be built, a dam to be built over the Menchum Fall, which is yet to come. The Limbe Deep Sea Board is still waiting, and they are still fighting. And then we still have the common law that we are still fighting for. But I want to reassure them, and this is the promise that the SDF has for them. We have come to treat the people with dignity because the people deserve better. They don't have to fight and die before they have everything in the best interest of all Cameroon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will be coming back to you. Professor Kante, while waiting for the finalists, maybe after the exercise at the Constitutional Council, what's your global view on the 13 candidates selected so far by the Electoral Board?
All right. So I'm not yet anybody's a campaign manager, anybody's campaign team as at now, as a communicator. But let me just say that we should realize the importance of having young people at the helm of a country or any movement or society in the first place. We are going to start from next neighboring Botswana, which is an African country, because you know each time we call maybe an American, maybe we call America or some other European country, they say that those are far-fetched examples. So I want us to just stay inside Africa. Look at Botswana. The president has been there for just 8 months. Has already overseen a lot of projects, and Botswana's own airspace was launched by Elon Musk into space, and that is just 8 months of presidency, a very young and dynamic president. Now, Diomaye Faye in Senegal came to power at the age of 44, 42 as Senegal's youngest president. Look at what he is doing. Muammar Gaddafi was just 27 when he, as a young captain, he took over Libya, and before he was killed, you saw how Libya was. Libya was a wonderfully buoyant economy with everybody so relaxed, and health, education, energy, everything was good. Paul Kagame took over in Rwanda at the age of 43, and we cannot stop but praise how much of beautiful things Rwanda is showing us. Now, if they want us to the U.S., of course, Barack Obama was 47 when he took over as 44th president. Even Bill Clinton was 46. He was also young. We had John F. Kennedy, who was one of America's youngest presidents. Okay, now, go back to young Ibrahim Traore was is just 37. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, because you gave it
exceptionally, Ibrahim Traore he got to power through a military coup.
But the country is peaceful, is developing, is progressing.
Yeah, of course.
We are looking at developing countries that are doing well.
Yeah, we are looking at democratically elected presidents. Let's focus. Let's lay our focus on that.
So 37 is Samuel Iyodi. 37.
Yes.
Seta is 39.
Yes.
I'm not campaigning for anybody, but I'm just trying to say that let us give the young people. Okay, my co-panelist said I forgot Ahijo, because Ahijo was also very young. I cannot call that person because he was also very young when he took over power. But we are saying that we should give the youth the chance, because Cameroon's largest population is made up of the young people. You and I identify with somebody who is in our age group. Like one of our seniors always say, you do not fight with your generation. And so our generation will better understand us. What do we need? Technological advancements, even if it's in agriculture, it should be digital agriculture, it should be everything, AI, robotics, these things that the older generation will not know. I'm not blaming them for not knowing. It was not just their time when these things were being made. So let us give the young people. But now we'll come back to the main topic, like if there's any discussion about coalition. Yes, but let us understand that the young people, who of course are majority, please go out and vote on October 12th and stay at the polling stations, count the votes. 6 p.m. when they are closing the ballot boxes, be there and make sure that it's being counted until when they're closing down.
Okay, I will be getting back to you, Mr. Full. Last Saturday, the Electoral Board published a list of 13.
Last Friday.
Last Saturday. Saturday 26. Has the atmosphere been within the scene of the ruling party, the CPDM, since then?
You know, Mr. Hyncenth, I want to call Cameroonians to be vigilant.
Okay.
You know, because I've discovered one thing, there is a lot of passion.
Okay.
As the debate is so passionate from some, and at the end, somebody will call you and say, be careful. I said, people should be very careful. You know, politics is just like a football match.
Okay.
By the time you are crying because your team was defeated, players are exchanging jerseys.
Yeah.
So, people should not take it as if, because on that Saturday, it seems to be, it was like it was something happened, or something was to happen.
Okay.
But thank God that Cameroonians are so matured, because it is not the first election, but this one comes with difference, because when you look at the number of candidates before the selection.
Yeah. 83?
83.
Aspirants, we call them aspirants.
You come to understand that His Excellency President Paul Biya said, in one interview, he said, I want that people should remember that I was the one who brought democracy. And today, when we talk about democracy, we see the number of parties, we see the number of people who are aspiring to become the Cameroon president, and the function of the presidential function have been demystified.
Okay.
And I want to think that if there were some people who thought they were Cameroon without them cannot go, today we can see those who are aspiring 39, 40, 46, and all the rest. And I want to remember our televiewers that His Excellency President Paul Biya came to power when he was 49 and 8 months, which simply means he came to power when he was a young man. And today, if we are having 13 candidate while waiting for the Constitutional Council to take the decision, I think our Cameroonians should focus their mind and vote by the project.
Okay.
They should not rely on individuals, because I think after election, Cameroon will remain.
Okay.
And whosoever will be elected as the president, they have to accept and accept as if it was a victory of Cameroon, because before anything, God have already chosen the person to lead Cameroon.
Okay.
And only one.
Thank you so much, Chia. This week, we've seen the different candidates holding talks with each other. Your leader, the leader of the SDF party, chairman, Joshua Aussi. You know, so Joshua Aussi. What has he been doing this week? When we see people holding talks, what is cooking?
Well, first of all, this week we had to call out elections Cameroon.
Yeah.
On an important event, that is going on, you know. We have thousands of polling stations in places where they are not supposed to be. You must recall that some time ago, the very elections, Cameroon took some measures here in the central region to take away polling stations from military barracks.
Yeah.
But our studies have shown that those polling stations have gone back there. They have gone back even to the palaces of chiefs, and people will not tell us that the palaces of chiefs are public places. When chiefs has, a lot of chiefs have now, as part of their job description, signings of motions of support to the President of the Republic and taking part in tribal CPDM meetings at the Unity Palace that has been confused for a party headquarters for the CPDM. So we called on the attention of Elekam to take note of this and take remedial measures before we go for the presidential elections, because as he is noting, Cameroonians have the right to be passionate. Cameroonians are angry about a lot of things. And we don't want to permit Elekam to be part of those that want to make Cameroon scatter. Yeah. Because Cameroonians have had a lot of pain. We have had a lot of the stories of stolen victories, starting with that of 1992, which the CPDM man of the anti-democratic party will not refuse here. They will give us democratic lessons here, but that is a party that has not had a convention for the past 15 years. And having one leader refusing to hold conventions, having a history of stolen victories. Zongang challenged them that he stole the victory. I was waiting for them to hold Zongang, but up to today, he's free. Having said that, another thing we also note is that in the northwest and southwest regions, they operate with polling centers. And these polling centers have been created in such a way that people have to move thousands of kilometers to get to their polling stations. In fact, it can be seen to be a deliberate attempt to disenfranchise the people. And we are also calling on the attention of Elekam to review the creation of these polling centers and create polling centers in an area where there is a concentration of polling stations where the people can reasonably trek and go and vote, because looking at the context at hand, most often on election day, there is no circulation, almost no circulation in the northwest and southwest regions. Now, with respect to the dynamics of coalition, trying to talk with political party leaders, our position is very clear. We are very open to exploit all avenues of collaboration. And the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front, since you are talking about him, has been multiplying talks with other candidates and that let them see, in the best interest of the people, what can we do to bring up a winning coalition, maybe a consensual candidate, maybe a unique candidate, because at this level it is possible. We have just 13 parties. We don't have 300 and something parties again that are running. We have 13 parties for now, and the number may go. But even if the number grows after the pre-electoral litigation before the Constitutional Council, we will not be at up to 20 parties. So we're hoping that these discussions will be fruitful, and we're very open for a consensual candidate. Why not a unique candidate? And then with respect to what is happening at the level of the Constitutional Council, as my brother of the CPDM is talking about democracy, there is somebody from the CPDM, Mr. Leon Taylor Onana. I looked for his name on the list of accepted candidates. I did not see.
Accepted
I
or
looked
rejected?
for them on the list of rejected candidates. I did not see. Maybe the CPDM, they agreed with the Elekam that they should flush it in the toilet. So we are hoping at the level of the Constitutional Council that they will come out clear and tell us what is happening to the candidature of this man, and also tell us what was the resolution of the 2011 Congress that they had that has permitted Mr. Chia to be the president of a party for 15 years counting now without internal party elections.
Okay, Chia, I will be getting back to you. I will come to you, Mr. Fool. I will come to you. You have a pen, you have a paper, you can note it down.
Right.
Be rest assured, I will give you time to talk. Promise, talking about the different meetings being held by the different opposition leaders, are they giving signs that we may see a common front?
You know, I'm just amazed by how self-centered and egocentric and greedy some people really want to be in the political sphere, because a country is not only ruled by a president. Yeah. A country has prime minister, it has ministers, it has directors, it has even the private sector. And we're talking about pruning the public-private partnership for the growth of the country. Why must everybody be a president? Can't they just keep greed aside and say, okay, let us together rally behind this person and put one person in front? I don't know if Ousmane Sonko and Diomaye Faye did not teach our Cameroonian brothers and sisters a lesson. Ousmane Sonko will have said, no, I must be president. I'm leaving the jail. I must be president. But no, he put all his weight behind Diomaye Faye and he won. Sonko is a prime minister who is even hails a little bit more than the president. Why can we not just shun greed for 1 second and think about the country, about the common good of the people? Why must Joshua must be president? Akeremona must be president. Samuel must be president. Seki must nah. This is an African country that has given us a lesson. Can't we just learn? If you cannot create, at least copy a good example and do well.
Okay, promise. I will be coming back to you.
Because all of these things are turning around because this person is going to... SDF wants to go and be president, all of you will be rallying behind me. Akeremona wants to be president, all of you rally behind me. Kamto wants to be president, all of you rally behind me. Why can't you say, okay, you go and be president, I'll be prime minister, this other person will be minister of finance, this other person will be a minister of
anyway,
space. Something like that.
Maybe we are heading.
To be easier.
Maybe we are heading towards that. Let's welcome Fabrice Lena of Our Future movement. We understand that you're on the traffic. Anyway, you're welcome.
It's not easy, and it's not my habit to always come into your program. You know that. There are a lot of works going on in Yaoundé these days, and we wonder why it is in August, when elections are just a few days ahead, that they are struggling to do a lot of roadworks in the different municipalities of Yaoundé. So it's my pleasure to be part of your program, and my greetings to Madame Promise, to my brother Mr. Chia, and to the communicator of CBDM Political Party. Thank you for always having me in your program.
Yeah, let me just stay with you. We don't have much time again. We've seen you publicly back one of the youngest candidates of among the list of 13, and we've equally seen flyers circulating where the 4 youngest candidates may be paraded on social media. Fabrice, are we heading to a situation where we'll see a coalition of the young against the...
To be young doesn't mean you're rejecting the old.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an intergenerational collaboration where the young are working with the old for the common good of the country. Yeah. There are some old wise men who see the future with exactitude of how things can happen for the collective good of Cameroon. But there are others also who are at the origin of the dissenting voices of the young people, who keep the roadblocks and the administrative bottlenecks that make it difficult for young people to strive. So in this perspective, you can't say it is young against old. No, it is collaboration. It's intergenerational collaboration. But yesterday, Ateki Seta Caxton, the candidate for Parti d'Alliance Libérale, who has the most profound profile in this 2025 presidential election, said it clearly that as an individual, one cannot beat this system. Okay. But as a collective, we can beat this system. Okay. And he said, I left civil society and came to politics because after doing advocacy for more than 10 years, I have seen that it's better. I am a frontline actor in order to take the policies myself to the presidency where I can change these things. And that is one of the things that motivated him. So when it comes to coalition and alliance, I think Ateki Seta Caxton seems that federating voice, that federating profile, that person that has the capacity, you know, that profile without polemics, that guy that is unique in his background, in the work that he has done, in the things that he has done, and even looking at the party that has given him the platform and then where he's coming from, you know, it has surpassed that issue of identity politics. So for me, I think a coalition comes with a lot of questions. What do you have to keep on the table? Okay. Who is able to federate Cameroonians? And how does this work? And also, power sharing mechanism, because what she was saying a few moments ago, it's about power sharing. Yeah. Because in coalition, if the power sharing mechanism is clear enough that we say, okay, hey guys, we are going into this, it is 12 against 1. And you see, in Cameroon today, we have 8-point-something million people registered, but remember in 2018 we had 6.6 registered, but only 53% participated, which means 3.3 participated out of 6.6 that registered in 2018. And out of that 3.3, President Paul Biya was declared winner with 2.5 million voters, and the next candidate, Maurice Kamto, was declared with 700,000 voters, and Kabal Libi with 200,000 voters. That is a clear signal to us that this permanent 2.5 million voters of President Paul Biya is still there, irrespective of whatsoever is happening. We can say that certain factors have moved it. Okay. But what I want to explain here for opposition is that, I mean, if the remaining 4 million vote is going to be shared by 12, it's a failure. Of course. Yes. So what is clear for us, all of us, which we all agree on, is that there is absolute need for whatever factor that is obstructing coalition to be deblocked, to be unblocked, so that we can reach at that point where we say, okay, Ateki Seta Kakso Hiram Ayodi, Joshua Osi, Akere Mona, Hagbe, all these guys, and say, man, let's go behind somebody and then let's grab this thing. This is the opportunity. It's there, it's clear that if these guys come together, 3 to 6 candidates come together, there is no way CPDM will win. My brother here, they will just pack their bag and go home.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Full, while they are doing their thing at the level of the opposition, there has been constant consultations at the
opposition.
No, I'm talking about the two. Okay. I'm talking about the two. There have been constant consultations at the Unity Palace, beginning with the CPDM gongs of the different regions, the presidential majority, and yesterday we had chiefs in bomb box, to be precise. What is happening?
Yes, you know, the CPDM is a party that I always said after each victory, they start preparing for
the next
election. Okay. So after, immediately after 2018, we started to prepare for this coming election, and that is why you see everything is done with a precision. And what baffles me is that opposition that spend most of their time talking about people. They say minor people talks of people. They don't talk program, because at the end of the day, what does Tera Onana, this person who have been there for 15 years or for 40, being in a power for 43 years is not. I think it's an achievement, eh?
It's not a crime.
I think it's something, because when the population can give you that opportunity to be there,
you say they spend time talking about people. When the candidacy or when Kamto went into alliance with Manidem, people of your party, big names of your party, spend time on social media also talking about him. It's not a one-sided issue.
No, I think sometimes people may push people to talk about them. Although, when they talk about somebody, if it is positive, at least at that moment, when you look at somebody who keep on saying, I will go in with MRC, and you have mandat imperative, transhumance politique, that's people that they call le pape du droit, and at the end of the day, they run like rats to go and meet other parties.
See, there is a misconception.
I think
I attended a press conference where Kamto said he has all the possibilities he wants to use. He could run like a candidate of the CRM. Let me come. I just want to clarify something. He could run like the candidate of the CRM. He could choose to run as an independent candidate, provided he fulfills the conditions. He could also be endorsed by another political party, which is accepted by the electoral pool. Why are you guys crucifying him for choosing to run?
No, we don't crucify
under another
him.
Party.
I think he knows what he is doing, and we will come back to that one. The Constitutional Council will know exactly what to do, because we are not the law. We are not the law, and we are not the judicial system. And they know exactly the rotations that is done at the level of the presidency, that is done even in our local areas. You have to understand. I think recently the national president signed a circular that define technically the role of each CBDM member, what you're supposed to do, when and where. So we don't spend time looking of what is happening in other parties. We know the opposition today, they join somewhere and they are trying to build up something. I think when we are going in for a competition, and that's what makes Cameroon a democratic country. And as I earlier said, after all, man would give his voice, but God in heaven has already chosen the person who will come out to be the president.
Like he was indicating there, could it not have been noble if all these consultations were being carried out somewhere else, not in the Unity Palace?
Is the Unity Palace your CPDM headquarters?
No, let me tell you something.
And it's very shameful that
CPDM
is unable to even have a house after 43 years in power.
The consultation was called up. Everybody was called to come.
What do you mean by everybody?
Yes.
Mr. Chia was not called.
Consultations at the Unity Palace.
You saw, it's not only
what is the use of your party secretariat,
Please, can you listen to me, sir?
But how can you be...
Please, just
So, you saw many other parties who were going there.
No, I mean, we are not talking about the people. We are talking about Unity Palace.
Please, let him learn, please, let him learn.
No, what he's saying, it's wrong information to people listening, because we're not talking about the quality of the people coming. We're talking about the Unity Palace. How can political consultations with political parties and people be done at the Unity Palace?
I think you got my question well.
Yes, I said it was different political parties, and if there are political parties that desist and did not want to go there, I think it is their problem, because they call for consultation, and you know, it is. I think it is a right time, because you see, if you see the actions and the calls for other political parties, it seems as we are going in for a war, and that call for consultation was a necessity. It was a necessity.
Okay,
and
I will get back to you.
At the Unity Palace,
can you listen to me?
At the Unity Palace,
if you want to go that way,
I think you're not getting the point.
Please, Fabrice, it's okay.
I respect your time.
Fabrice, it's okay. Mr. Fool, are you done? Mr. Fool, are you done?
Yes, you should.
So you can.
Okay. Promise, I will be coming to you. Let me get to Chia, because the two of you were trying to highlight the issue of power mongering and all that. Everybody wants to be the frontliner. Mr. Chia, are we moving towards a situation where we'll see a Joshua will say, okay, I am ready to give off my position for this candidate?
No, you are asking me a very difficult question. You want me to speak as Joshua Osi?
No, not as Joshua Osi. No, at the level of the SDF, are you people putting those possibilities on the table?
I cannot speak as the SDF.
Okay.
I've given you the position of the SDF. Okay. We are open to exploit avenues of collaboration. What the outcome of those negotiations cannot be predicted ahead of time. Okay. And even if I had what I actually want, I cannot force it on the presidential candidate of the SDF or on the SDF as a party. Okay. As a militant, I cannot do that. So I haven't said that that was the SDF position, but I have to make these points as a citizen and somebody who believes very much in the slogan, power to the people. We have listened to the people, and what is the echo from the ground? The echo from the ground is that the people are crying for this coalition. Sure. Any well-thinking politician should be able to say that. Whether they are right or wrong is not a question of the day. Yeah. They are crying for a coalition. Now, can we as a people, as leaders, listen to the people and also for once give them what they want? It's a question that everybody will have to answer and history will have to judge. Okay. The steps we are going to be taking from now henceforth, the people will see for themselves who is doing what. Who is ready to sacrifice what in the interest of the people that we all seek so much to serve? So that is something, you know, we're going to be observing. We're going to be observing as time is going on. But I also want to call on the Cameroonian people that whatever the outcome will be, we have to understand that before we say people who want to serve us owe us a duty to listen to us and do what we want, we first of all as a people have a duty that we owe ourselves. I want to tell the Cameroonian people that no matter what the outcome of these pre-electoral negotiations will be, The Cameroonian people must form a coalition around the electoral process.
Okay. Thank you.
Go to the polls massively, irrespective of what happens. He stated the figures. If a presidential candidate, for example, has about 500,000 people voting for him, it means that 500,000 people, we have about 25 to 30,000 police stations.
Yeah.
It means that if these people decide to volunteer to represent a candidate in a police station, that candidate will not even have to bother about finances to put people in the police station. Okay. And the people have to understand, as it is said, that he who pays the piper determines the tune. Our responsibility for positive change in Cameroon does not limit itself just at voting. Okay. We have to volunteer and pay the piper, even if it means by just going to represent that party at the polling station and making sure that what comes out after elections is actually the result of the vote. But before you cut me, I want to state in a very, very clear manner to the CPDM representative that you should never confuse the Unity Palace for your party headquarters. Take it, let it be very clear. You don't have to carry CPDM. Can I come and carry SDM consultations at the Unity Palace? Is it because I'm not there? No, please. You were talking aloud. Please. The Unity Palace is the palace for all Cameroonians. It's not the palace for the CPDM, whether you like it or not. It is not the palace of the CPDM. As for your 43 years of power as
try to learn, Mr. Chief, please.
Yes.
Try to learn, please.
Pardon?
Try to learn.
Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning. I just want to say that after 43 years of power, and the CPDM representative is presenting it as the balance sheet of the CPDM, as the balance sheet of their party, I think Cameroonians have to take lessons and understand that these are people whose primary objective has been to stay in power for its own sake. Okay. Now we need people who want to come to power to serve the people. Okay. And Cameroonians should take their responsibility to go and look for those people.
That's clear. Promise Akande, I see you itching to react.
Yes, I'm going to
let me just give you a few minutes.
Let me continue from where Chia landed, 43 years of what, for example, because you say we should vote the project. I'm okay. I'm going to go through all the manifestos of every single candidate because that is what is important. It's not a face that we want. It's the manifesto.
It's not a party either. We are looking at people with substance.
It's about what you're selling to Cameroonians. Now to Tico up to there, it is still okay. But the distance between Mutengene and my 17 Boya, which is a shorter distance, you take more time because of a horribly to see how your children are faring.
Yeah, promise, don't get me wrong.
Tell me that the all is well.
No, don't get me wrong.
It's not because you call your father and say,
I will give you back time to talk. I will give you time to talk.
You are derailing my point. I'm saying that even though you are this big and you have your home and you stay your father on that all is well in my house, he will still come and visit your home to see how you're doing that house and how his children are faring.
Okay.
So it is.
I get your point. What I was just trying to say was, I was just trying to reflect, maybe relate you to the role of the voice of the voiceless.
Okay, we are the voice of the voiceless. So now let's come back to what you were going to ask me, because you know what the CPDM tries to mix up, that I maybe understand them, is that the national president of their party is also the head of state of the Republic of Cameroon. So they tend to mix up their party and the country. So if they are holding their meetings at the Unity Palace, sometimes let's understand they are confused. Don't blame them. So it is wrong for the CPDM to hold their party meetings in the national
It is not the party meeting. Please don't mix up things. You understand? You are a journalist. Behave as a brand one.
Note it down, Mr. Paul. I will give you time, please.
Just be joking.
Because you confuse.
Promise, try to learn.
Many things.
So now let's
don't even listen to information.
Let's come back to power sharing and to coalition and all of that. I don't know when the SDF says they are open to every form of dialogue, possibility and negotiations, and then they are not sure if they can give their place of precedence.
No, he says he cannot speak for the president. Not that he cannot.
So why could he speak about the possibility of options and then he cannot speak about the possibility?
Maybe that's what they have discussed in the party. So he's sticking to what they have discussed in the party.
And then back to SETA. I don't know. I'm not communicating with SETA, but I'm just trying to wonder, like, how do you just switch from NGO to wanting to rule the country? And where has he proven his worth, politically speaking? Does he have a political background? I'm asking and looking at Fabiana because I know how much support our future has been given to us to SETA of recent. I'm not criticizing his NGO leadership, right? That was a great one he was doing with Nuseta. But now, do we have any trace of him during his time of NGO? Do we have any trace of him talking about the country, giving us? So I'll need his manifesto as well, to be sure, because I'm not going to campaign if I'm not taking into campaign. But I'm also going to tell the young people or Cameroonians what they need to know as a journalist and as a corporate communicator, that this is a project that we can identify with, that we can relate to, and that we should support. And that we should turn on October 12th to vote and stay at the police station and be sure that I was accounted.
Thank you, promise.
Not manipulated. The figures that are pronounced at our police stations, we listen to the radio, we follow up news and make sure that we have the right information. A minister somewhere should not come and tell us that this is what was said. No,
thank you, promise. Yes, Fabrice, I'm giving you the mic, not to go back to the question she asked. You would rather serve her the manifesto maybe after this program, because we have the second part of our program that we have not yet touched, and I would like us to use the last 10 minutes on that. 35 petitions at the Constitutional Council. Were you surprised with that huge number?
Not really surprised with the number. Of course, if 82 candidates came up to submit their dossier at ELECAM, then they were hoping to be validated. But also, the ambiguity here is when the electoral code is clear on what it takes to be a presidential candidate, not aspirant. And these are things that need to be clarified when we are communicating to people, and also Cameroonians need to seek this information, because many people, bloggers, web journalists, started saying presidential candidate, presidential candidate. You're only a candidate when the Electoral Council of ELECAM has confirmed that your document has been accepted. So the people and all the guys who declared interest to run were aspirants. And all the aspirants were thinking that there might be a way to maneuver and then get their candidature accepted, especially with the debates that were happening before the deposit of candidature around the issue of can the 2011 possibilities of and the 2018 possibilities of party without elected representative, and then the questions of mandate imperative and so on. So I'm not surprised about that. We are hoping that by 11th of August we'll be clear on that issue of who is running with the list we have already, which is the question of debate, the 13 list that we have already, which is the question of debate. We're hoping also that the Constitutional Council will do justice. Personally, I think the question of the CRM leader is... the
Manidem leader, not the CRM.
I mean...
He's no longer of the CRM.
I mean, thank you for that. the CRM former leader and then the Manidem candidate. Yeah, it's a point of concern for us, because one cannot ignore that he's a heavyweight in the political scene, and as a heavyweight and a candidate that have animated the political scene since 2018 to 2025, we think the Electoral Council and the Constitutional Council will do justice and will also present to Cameroonians what they are aspiring. Everybody deserves to run that merit to run. Lastly, please, let me just wrap up before you take the mic. Lastly, I wanted to say candidates that are going in for 2025 election are at the most defining moment in the history of this country. And they have a lot of responsibility that history might hold them accountable for a right or a wrong decision at this time. And that's why, personally, as a young leader, I'm into that pro-alliance and pro-coalition agenda. And personally, I push it because I know, based on our deep analysis of the situation, the 360 subdivisions, 58 divisions, and 10 regions of Cameroon, how these guys of the system have put in place, you know, anti-change mechanisms for these 2025 elections. It's not a joke. And I call my fellow parties of the opposition and coalition fronts that this is a serious competition. Political competition that is very serious. I mean, the word very serious should be underlined and taken seriously. Because this year, when you listen to the way youths in Fako division, some couple of people, with what Promise is saying about the road from Tico to Boya, young people will come and say, we are contributing 4 million to give to the head of state for his candidature. This is inconceivable. This doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, when you go to Bamenda, that nowadays in Bamenda, we don't have circulation in town. But young people are coming and saying that, and I get worried that us coming out of crisis, still in crisis, are the very areas that the party in power is leaning and targeting to get it 100%. And the indicators are there. The indicators are there. Okay. When I look at the tendency and what is going on, I say if we don't put a strong coalition, we are in a mess.
Okay, thank you.
In saying this,
thank you, Fabrice.
I will say that
land, please.
Ateki Seta Caston, that you said, has trained over 10,000 young people in Cameroon. And this guy has put in place mechanisms, laws that has even been adopted into the Cameroon Penal Code, Article 241, if I'm not mistaken, and also vote age limit from 20 to 18. These are things that this guy has pushed to the parliament. Just recently before his transition, he was pushing on access to information law, which he has also proposed and deposited at the level of the Secretary of the National Assembly.
Okay, thank you, Fabrice.
Guys, I mean, Ateki,
Fabrice, you have
2025.com. You can check and download the PDF copy of his program there, and you enjoy, explore the wonders of the vision of a new Cameroon.
Fabrice, we are still waiting for campaign time. We have not yet started our campaign proper. Mr. Full, among the 35 petitions that we have at the Constitutional Council, we have two, one from Bertin Kisop, one from Leon Tele Onana, demanding the disqualification of Paul Biya as presidential candidate. Are you worried at the level of the CPDM?
Yes, before I will come there, I wanted to make this, the other panelists to understand that CPDM have a site. They have a site where they are doing their consultation. And when there is something at the presidency, I think it is open for all the Cameroonians. For those who said they are journalists, I think they will have time to search the good information, because as a journalist, you are there to give the right information to Cameroonians, not to come and make what we call French roubladis.
So,
thank you.
What is the right information?
The right information is that when there is a consultation at the level of the presidency, it concerns everybody.
Okay, you mean that the consultations that have been going on for one month concern all Cameroonians?
Yes, all other parties were going, other leaders were going, businessmen were going, because I was at the presidency. Have you had the
SDF, CRM there, for example?
Well, it's a choice.
Okay.
They will never force somebody. If they call for a consultation,
what is the purpose of the consultation?
Please, can you listen to me, sir?
Mr. Full, I want us to get something straight. I want us to get something straight. People are summoned for the consultation. It's not like they say, okay, everybody come to the Unity Palace for consultations. A group of people are called up,
and there's a purpose, there's an objective.
Even there are some who were called. I may not say this person was called and this other one was not called, because nobody claimed here that he was called. And when you are called, you are free to. CBN has one candidate. If you go to the Article 27, subsection 3, the national president is the candidate for the election, as far as the CBTM rules is concerned. And this candidate are supposed to be invested by the party. And CBTM invests one party with a letter and the others. I think I read some people saying they beg for clemency, they beg that they should consider them. But I think Cameroon has 3 powers. You have legislative, judicial, and executive law. And I think the judicial system represented here by the Constitutional Council will just do their job.
Mr. Chia, we will not leave without you saying a word on the petitions. Is there hope that something can change at the level of the Constitutional Council?
Yes, sir. Whatever the situation may be, we saw candidates who came in as independent candidates but could not show proof of 300 signatures, which means that the principle for now is simple. If you appear at a LECAM with a file that you want to deposit your candidacy, a LECAM has to receive your file and enter it in the records that you have come. Sit in the toilet or what? That is one of the...
Please. There's no time, Mr. Chia.
So we will be looking up to the Constitutional Council to clarify that.
Okay.
And our sincere wish is that justice and justice alone be done. Nobody should be unjustly permitted to participate.
Okay.
And nobody should be unjustly stopped from participating.
Thank you
the
so
Constitutional Council has to play that role. And very briefly, I want to talk to the people of the Northwest and Southwest, particularly to those that hold the ideology of separation, who claim that they control sovereignty, whereas they speak thousands of miles away from the country. The stopping of people from going out to vote has had one clear consequence, giving the CPDM nearly 100% in the Northwest and Southwest regions.
Thank you,
and this has not contributed in resolving the crisis, but has contributed in making the situation worse.
Exactly.
We are sending a clear message to those that are separatists. The Bible says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay. The truth is that the sovereignty of Cameroon is still under those that govern Cameroon. Separatists do not have sovereignty over the Northwest and Southwest regions. If they had, they would be talking from the Northwest and Southwest regions. They can have the means to disturb the normal functioning of activities, but they do not control sovereignty. It is time for us to put the people first. Listen to the people. When these people were coming out in the streets in 2017, 2018, nobody forced them. Listen to the people. Let the people speak through the ballot box and express their disgruntlement.
Thank you so much.
Whatsoever the case, the people had not even given any formal mandate for anybody to represent them. Elections have come. Let the people speak.
Your message is clear, Mr. Chia. Promise, let me give you the lone chance as the lady to say your last word.
So I'm just, I'm not buying anybody's case. You know, I'm very neutral in my space. But I want to say to those people who are calling on someone's candidacy to be rejected. Article, I know, according to section 125 of the Electoral Code, appeals can be made against the rejection of a candidature or the decision to publish candidacies, which will affect politics. It's true that it's very tricky because it does not talk about if you can now tell them to reject someone who has already been accepted. But it's about
that law. That law shows that the bodies are independent to take such decisions, not influenced by somebody.
Almost all of our laws are very ambiguous anyway. So we are just calling on peace. No matter what happens, because people are really scared, it's like, would there be tension? Would there be trouble? Please let peace reign.
Okay.
And we should remember that it is God who chooses leaders. Don't ask me if God chose this one now. But it is God who gives us leaders. So we should pray. Churches should help us. Let's pray. Please, Cameroonians, go out and vote.
Thank you so much.
Go with your voter's card. You don't have a voter's card, but you are once registered. Go with your national ID card to your former polling station. You are going to vote. Stay there till after 6 p.m.
Thank you so much, Promise Akante. Thank you so much, Promise Akante. Thank you, gentlemen.
And the Constitutional Council,
Fabrice, I see you.
I know that the Constitutional Council leader was appointed by the President of the Republic.
Anyway,
but please do your job. Just
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Promise Akante.
Thank you so much. People with a good manifesto should be voting.
Okay, Promise Akante. Fabrice, less than 10 seconds. I see you.
Now our future be this. We no get another one. And that our future is Ateki Seta Caxton that we are putting forth for Cameroonians.
Please, it's not your campaign time.
I don't know that is a campaign. I was just making a case for him.
Time. We shall have time to talk about that. Gentlemen, unfortunately, we do not have time.
Yes, I want to say something. I think people will not come and confuse Cameroonians. Let them go and vote.
Go straight to the point.
And vote freely, because I think this is not yet the time of the campaign.
Thank you.
Beware of the party in power, Cameroonians. Beware of the party in power.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Beware. Thank you, gentlemen and lady. We are drawing the curtains of the program here. And like Promise was saying that you need to go out and vote. But this week we did a news report on the voters' cards. And thousands of them are still at the level of the different branches of Elecam, where waiting for people to come and collect. So you cannot vote without your voter's card. If you need to, then you need to hurriedly go and collect your voter's card so that on the D-Day, you will be armed to go out and make a choice of whosoever you believe can drive Cameroon forward. And we are drawing the curtains here. Thanks for watching, and till we meet again next Saturday. May God bless Cameroon.
God bless Cameroon.
Canal 2 International.